Amen. How's everyone doing on this wonderful Valentine's Day?
We're back.
I know we missed yesterday, honey. Our house is tore up.
Toe up.
Had a flood in the bathroom.
Yes.
And so they have these big fans trying to, dry everything off. So, but we're here. We're here
Amen.
this evening.
Amen.
And since we missed yesterday, today we're going to be talking about two of the love languages.
Absolutely.
Yeah. And they are receiving gifts and quality time.
And I know you ladies love to receive gifts. I know how much y'all appreciate receiving gifts. And men like to receive gifts too. I'm just putting it out there. Men love gifts too. But I do know that a lot of ladies, they appreciate, that's kind of like their love language. That's how they know they're valued. That's how they know they're appreciated, is because of the gifts. And sometimes I've even heard stories of some young ladies who received gifts that were from like a thrift store or a pawn shop, because I had a friend who, bought a pawn shop ring, and he gave it to the young lady, and she looked at it and said, "Was that from the pawn shop?" And she had feeling some kind of way, but it was a really expensive ring, but she was feeling some kind of way about it. So some ladies value.
Was it me?
No, it wasn't my baby. Some ladies place the value of the gift that you give them. They equate that to how you feel about them. So if you get them something that is really, really inexpensive and they have expensive taste, they may feel some kind of way. So you really have to dwell with your loved one according to knowledge.
That's exactly what the Bible says.
Because if you married or is dating a high-end gal, I'll put it that way, you know what it took to get her. You know what it took for you to woo her. You know what it took for you to romance her into marrying you. But after you marry her, you can't stop. I mean, if that's what you had to do to get her, you can only imagine what you have to do to keep her. Same thing. So you can't just think because you got her, all of a sudden, no more gifts. I can tell you have trouble in your marriage.
Yeah, so that's how people feel love, receiving gifts. Next one is quality time. That's quality time is so important.
It really is.
Because we need to spend that quality time with one another. I mean, sometimes if you're just holding hands or going for a walk, just sitting next to each other, just spending some quality time.
Right.
You can be living in the same house, but not really spending any quality time. Your undivided attention. And so that's what we want. We want undivided attention.
Now, men are traditionally guilty of this because men look at quality time a little differently. And because we put a lot of our self-worth into the job or the career that we do, that's where we pull our value and our self-worth out of. And so we really give quality time to the tasks or the projects that we have when we go to work. And so when we come home and get out of that setting, the quality time is usually lacking, because now we want to kind of de-stress, and we'll put that quality time that we really should be devoting to our significant other, our loved one, and we'll take that quality time and we'll put it into other things. It could be reading books. It could be playing video games. It could be looking at Netflix. I mean, we just kind of give all that time, that effort, that energy to things rather than to the most important person in your life. Yeah. And so that also could cause trouble in your relationship, And I've been guilty of that. I'm only speaking from experience, because when we started out 41 years ago, they may have been books on it, but I wasn't aware of it. The only thing I had to draw from was how I saw my parents do marriage. That was kind of like my model. That was kind of how I saw things, which caused problems immediately because Angel only had a single parent. And she was a strong, intelligent woman and very capable. Didn't need a man to do things for her that traditionally I had seen my father do for my mother. And so my father gave to my mother as far as, and I don't even know if that was her love language, but what he gave was service. He was of the old school mindset. If I got a roof over your head, if I got food on the table, if the kids got clothes on their back, that's me showing I love you. And I got a little bit of that. I remember the first gift, one of the first few gifts I gave Angel. It may be a little funny to you. It's funny to me now. But one of the first few gifts I gave Angel, one was a vacuum cleaner. And
yes, I remember that.
It was a Kirby vacuum cleaner. And it was the one at the top of the line, $1,000 vacuum cleaner when they got through with me. And I got her a vacuum cleaner. And that didn't go over as well as I thought it would, you know. And I've gotten Angel all kinds of stuff that really, at the time, it seemed like a good idea. You know, getting your wife or your significant other appliances, not a good idea.
Yes, ladies do not want appliances on their birthday, Christmas, Valentine's Day.
No. And I had to learn that the hard way. You know, I had to learn that the hard way. That the type of gifts, you know, because giving is wonderful, but dwell with your loved one according to knowledge. If you know what they like. So if they are a Pandora girl, you ain't going to be able to get away with going to one of these cheap stores and getting them some jewelry that's going to turn colors or turn their arm colors, you know, like wrist bracelets and things like that, which I was guilty of. I remember my wife finally had to tell me, she says, honey, I can't wear cheap jewelry. And I was like, cheap jewelry? What that mean? She said she gonna wear cheap jewelry.
It was turning my neck. It was itching.
It was itching.
It was irritating my skin.
It was turning colors at the time. And I was like, okay. I got to buy something real. You know. So yeah, you got to, you know, dwell in according to knowledge. You really shouldn't have to learn this stuff through trial and experience. Trial and error. It's sad if you have to learn that way. But if you can catch a hold of some of the broadcasts that we do, if you can grab a book, and we'll be recommending some books that will be helpful for your building your relationship. We will even recommend some movies. We will even recommend some retreats. And we even have workbooks that you can use to strengthen your relationship with your significant other. And so there's a lot of help out there that I wasn't aware of when I was coming up. But the experiences that I gained through the hard knocks of life, Angel and I are definitely willing to share those things on these broadcasts to help you out. Some of it's funny, but all of it's all too true. But navigating to this point where we're at 40 and a half years, June to be, well, over half, June to be 41 years. And I love her more today than I loved her yesterday. Every day, it sounds like a cliche, it sounds like a song.
Baby.
I know y'all might be thinking brother's tripping, you know, or whatever, but she's had my heart since she was 14 years old. And I've never known anyone as amazing as this woman here. I really believe that, yeah, God makes mates for us. He makes that perfect one for us. And if you are fortunate enough, blessed enough to find that one, praise God. It's the love of a lifetime. And just going through life with that person is just so fulfilling and so satisfying. And I mean, it gives you so much security and so much peace. No more head games, mind games, all these game plans, and all the drama and all of that. All that stuff goes out the window when you find the right one, because you can be real, you can be open, you can be honest, you can be genuine with that person. You know, in the Garden of Eden, it says something interesting in Genesis that they were naked and unashamed, and they were able to go before each other and really see who I am and accept me for who I am and value me for who I am. You know, and that's what was exchanging between Adam and Eve. And if you can find that, if you can get that, you don't have to wear a mask. You don't have to have a pretense in your relationship. You can be authentic, and that's powerful. You know, so yeah.
Well, that's good stuff. So tomorrow we're going to be talking about physical touch.
Hallelujah!
One of the
Sorry.
5 love languages that Gary Chapman writes in this book.
Amen.
So I hope we'll see you, or you see us tomorrow. So you have a great evening.
And feel free to email us at info@stillwaterschurch.org. info@stillwaterschurch.org. You can email us. If you want to, you can shoot us something through Facebook. If you have a question about something that's been bothering you about relationships and how you can develop and improve your relationship, just, let us know, and we'll be glad to address it. God bless, God keep, and we'll see you tomorrow.